Okay, hello and welcome back to Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This, Season 2, Episode 7, I think it is. I first want to apologize for the quality of the recording for the last two episodes. The microphone that I bought from Five Below let me down. I thought I had fixed the issue, and I went back and listened to the recording, and it sounds like I am talking from the inside of a cup. So I do apologize about the quality of the recording. I am not using a mic this time. I'm talking directly into my phone. So now it just looks like I'm having a phone conversation, which I guess is okay. We'll get there. Some interesting developments. So I signed an offer letter for a job today. That is awesome. I'm very happy to have only been unemployed for a week. That is impressive for anyone. I know the job market out there is rough for a lot of people. And this job, honestly, is not my top choice. But this is a foot in the door to a company that my gut has been telling me to work at for months now. And the person that I've been working with in HR has been, a wonderful human being. I appreciate them. They have done right by me, and I start on September 8th. I would have started on the 7th, but this new place is closed on holidays, so that is also good news for me. I won't be working holidays, which is awesome. It's another dispatching job, but like I said, it's a foot in the door to a company that my gut has been telling me to work at, and I have eyes on other positions there, but I needed a foot in the door so I can get some experience in the company itself. And then work my way up. The pay isn't what I want, but it's a start. And I am 100% ready to prove myself and make my case for these other positions that are still open, by the way. So who knows how long I'm going to be in this position, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, whatever. But it's this is just the beginning for me. I can see, I don't know what it is about the company itself. I can just see a future in this company. I see possibilities in this position leading to other positions. And I will say, when I had my final interview, not only did the guy almost make me spit out my water because he made me laugh, but when I asked the question, the timeline, he said a couple weeks, and it was, I think, an hour later that the HR person reached out, said she had an update, called me and said they want to offer me the job. So, here we are. I was unemployed for all of a week. Literally got the job offer yesterday, signed the offer letter today. So I was unemployed for a week. So thank goodness. This goes back to when I initially interviewed at this place. I made a very strong connection with the person interviewing me, and she was the one I reached out to when I realized the other job that I was asked to leave wasn't for me. And it's about the connections you make. I made a good enough impression on her. She made a good enough impression on me that they were the first people I reach out to, and here we are. I am employed again. Filled out all my paperwork. Just waited for 2.5 hours to do my drug screening, which was a wonderful use of time. But I'm free and clear, so I had nothing else to do. So I got to take care of my drug tests and everything's done. So this next week, I'm going to use my time wisely. I think I'm going to get my oil changed on my car. I got to figure out the bills that I will need to delay. I paid the important ones, though. Rent's paid, car payments paid, car insurance is paid. All that stuff is done, so that's great. Yeah, it's a huge sense of relief. I honestly didn't even let myself play video games. Like, I would start, and then I would get too stressed out about not having a job. So I would stop. I would go job search some more. And now I don't have to do that. And it's Friday, so we're going into the weekend, and I can actually sit down and, play video games. Pretty excited about that. That's the life update. I'm doing this off the cuff because I did not have time to grab a sticky note while I was out running errands. I did not in any way, shape, or form think a drug screening would take 2.5 hours, but it did. So I'm recording this on the way back home from the drug screening, and it is going to be kind of all over the place. This is a little side note. For the people that make their cars really loud, like, for instance, there's a Dodge Ram truck that's in the other lane, and its exhaust is so fucking loud. I never understood why you want to make your car that loud. This is another thing that missed me in my chromosome of being a dude. I don't give a shit about cars. I don't know anything about cars. I'm literally one of those people, if I have a problem with it, I will mimic the sound my car is making to the mechanic. So I'm one of those people, so I just never understood why you want to make your car or truck so loud. Never made sense to me. But it's not my thing, and that's okay. I think the main focus of this episode, other than my life update, which is, great stuff. I, in my wildest dreams, never thought I would only be unemployed for a month. That's pretty a week. That's pretty crazy. So props to me for making good connections and making a good impression on people. In the amount of time that I was off of work, I had like 6 interviews. So clearly there's something on my resume. There's something about my resume that speaks to people, that they at least want to talk to me. And here we are. I'm employed again. I just got to wait another week so I can, get my affairs in order, sort out my bills and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm pleased with myself. Little pat on the back to me. Good job, Josh. Anyway, I think the main focus... Oh, hey, it's 2/22. That is the date that I got married. It's a special number. It is a special number. 222 is a special number for me. Always has been. It has been for a while now, and it always will be, because it is another reminder. It is the day that I married my best friend. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, so I think the main focus of this episode is going to be it's kind of be me talking to Husker fans. Husker fans, the 2026 college football season is upon us. We are a week and a day away from the first game that Nebraska plays against the Ohio Bobcats. And I have been listening to a lot of Husker media. I've had a lot of time in my hands. I've been listening to a lot of Husker media, and it is kind of sad, the talk around the program. This one I was listening to last night, these guys are normally like, I guess I would call them sunshine pumpers, because they are always usually very positive, but they're going into like this season like there's nothing to get excited about, which in my opinion is the furthest thing from the truth. You literally are bringing back, I think the statistic is that it's Nebraska is bringing the third or fourth most snaps started in the country back. They weren't all at Nebraska, but I mean, it's starting experience all over. And then I keep seeing a bunch of like how this team's going to struggle without Dylan Raiola, as if they didn't watch the previous 2 seasons with Dylan Raiola, where he was a statue in the backfield. He got sacked 9 times against Minnesota, 7 times against Michigan, 7 times against Michigan State, and that's not always all on the offensive line. They build these routes to 3 seconds, 5 seconds. If that's the case, get rid of the ball. But he constantly held on to the ball way longer than he ever should. And it led to sacks. It led to fumbles. It led to drives ending because he wouldn't get rid of the damn ball. And you replace that with the guy coming in now, Anthony Calandria, little 5'11", 200-pound dynamo. He's the most recent Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. Accounted for over 4,000 total yards and 34 touchdowns. 24 touchdowns passing, 10 touchdowns rushing. And you put him with Dana Holgorsen, who always has better offenses when his quarterback is mobile. And then they went out and spent a bunch of money on the offensive line. 2 guys from the SEC, 1 guy from the Big 12 who had 35 starts. And you're telling me you're not excited about that? They return Ja'Cory Barney. They return Isaiah Hunter. They return Isaiah Mosey, who I'm telling you guys, that running back is going to be a star. They got depth in the backfield. They got depth at wide receiver. Their tight end, Luke Lindenmeyer, is probably going to be a 3rd to 5th round draft pick next year. And the defense brings in a guy, Rob Orich, who had a top 5 defense at San Diego State last year, who is known for quick turnarounds with defense. He did it at, South Dakota State. He did it at Idaho. He did it at San Diego State. So now he's here at Nebraska, and what is to say that it's not the trend of him turning defenses around is not going to continue? The talent he has here. The talent he has at Nebraska is, I would say leaps and bounds better than he's had anywhere else. And this is a guy who's known as a teacher and as a good instructor and getting the best out of his players. And you take that and you pair it with Williams Winery, who's a former 5-star defensive end, Vincent Shavers, they got 5-star cornerback Danny Odom. There's Donovan Jones. There's Vincent Shavers. There's Rob Orich brought a couple guys with him, Owen Chambliss and Dwayne McDougal. And Chambliss, could be one of the best linebackers in the Big Ten. And people are not excited about that. And then I'm so sick of this. People are like, well, the schedule's really hard. They play in the Big Ten. What the fuck did you expect? They're going to have 3 cupcakes and then 9 conference games in the best conference in college football. I can say it's the best conference in college football because it's won the last 3 national championships with Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana last year. But people are lamenting. We're like, well, they play Indiana and then they got to go to Oregon and then like, what did you think was going to happen when they joined the Big Ten? You guys were excited when they joined the Big Ten, and now it's a problem. My plea to these Husker fans that are, worrying too far in the future, all of those games that they're worried about are in October, late October, in November. Why don't we worry about Ohio, which is the first game? And then let's worry about Bowling Green, which is the second game. And then South Dakota State, which is the third game. Let's worry about those 3 games first. See what the team actually looks like before we get all doom and gloom. I get it. This is what we're used to, doom and gloom. But we forget that before Matt Rule got here, we hadn't been to a bowl game in 10 years. And sorry, there's a shitload of construction on this road. And the last 2 years, they've been to a bowl game back to back. 7-6 both years, not exactly what he wants. And he came out and said it at Big Ten Media Days. We didn't come here to go 7-6. That's why I really think that this year they have the oldest team that Matt Rule's had here at Nebraska. They have the 5th or 6th most returning starts in the country back. And usually you're not able to do that in the era of the transfer portal. So the fact that he now has his oldest team, 5th or 6th most returning starts in the country, I can't help but think that's only going to lead to success. And it's kind of, I think, foolish for people to stand out there and say, but the schedule, but it's Matt Rule, and he's not a good coach. And the guy's won 10 games at Temple. He won 10 games at Baylor. I think if you can win 10 games at those places, you could probably win 10 games at Nebraska. I'm not saying he's going to do that this year. But he didn't all of a sudden forget how to coach. Like, he's a good coach. Some of his game day time management things bug me. But I don't think anybody's immune from that kind of stuff. So I think we all just need to pump the brakes. We need to realize that the season isn't played immediately in October and November. There's still 3 games in September they got to worry about. And I just need everybody to chill. I'm asking for patience. I know that's crazy as a Husker fan because it's been 25 years of patience. But honestly, what's another year? What's another year of patience? I have gone on record. I said they're going to go 8-4, which would be the best record they've had in 12 years. And until I see otherwise, I'm sticking with that. It's just, I know we're a snake-bitten fan base. And like I've said many times before, this relationship we have with our football team is like an abusive relationship because we always hope that it's going to get better. We're always positive that it's going to get better, and it never does. And here I am saying, guess what, guys? It's going to get better. So I think we just need to chill, let the games in September play out, and then if you want to ring the alarm bells, you can do that. But I don't think it will be necessary. So that's my spiel on my message to Husker fans. Just saying, like, kind of, relax a little bit. Just give it time. I think everything's going to be okay. That's my main thing for this podcast. I know most people don't tune in to listen to my sports takes. Seeing somebody get pulled over right in front of me. Shouldn't have done that. I don't know what they did, but they shouldn't have done that. And so I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. I will end this on one more thing, just as a reminder, so you guys don't forget who the fuck I am. Black people don't hang themselves from trees. Black and brown kids deserve to grow up. Free Palestine. Free Congo. Free anybody that's being oppressed. Fuck Donald Trump. I think that covers it. You guys have been wonderful as always. I love you. If you have to go anywhere this weekend, make sure you go with love. This has been Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This. Bye.